The word Mass takes its name from the last words of Mass in Latin, Ite missa est. Missa means sent. And it's not just like, hey, go get out of here. It's the kind of word that a Roman army general will use when sending his soldiers on a mission. Missa, mission. You are sent on a mission. See, when God gives you this much, He doesn't just want you to keep it to yourself. He expects you to explode into the world. That's why the whole Mass takes its name from that last word, from that last phrase. And we see that explosion into the world from the saints. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, man, what an unbelievably difficult mission she had. You know, from a distance, it looks like Hallmark card, beautiful, loving, sweet lady. Look up close and personal. Love up close and personal is scary, all right? Kind of like parenting. From a distance, here's a guy rocking his baby. Look a little closer. The alarm in the background says 4 a.m. The room smells like poop, all right? Mother Teresa of Calcutta, up close and personal. She started a home for the dying. Now, if someone's dying in the streets in some city in America, they're not going to die there probably. Someone's going to take them to the hospital, even if they're like no one knows them or they have no money, all right? Calcutta, India, if you're dying in the streets, people walk over you on the way to work in the morning. You'll probably die. They'll probably sit there a couple of days after you're dead before they scrape you off the street. See, Christianity brought a lot to the world, didn't it? There's a caste system there. That's the way they see life and the way they see the dignity of the person. Mother Teresa sees the dignity of the person as each person's worth the life of God the Son to God the Father. This is the Christian worldview and what sums up our Catholic social teaching. Well, she started a home for the dying in Calcutta. The people there are so rejected, so abandoned, that actually the sisters spend hours every day picking maggots off their bodies. This is an unbelievably difficult, depressing ministry. Year in, year out, nothing gets better for these people. Imagine living like that. Look, if you or me went there for 4 hours, we might need to go to counseling after to unpackage that for a long time, huh? But decade after decade, these sisters do that. How did they get the strength to do that? One of the guys who was dying said, all my life I've lived like a dog in the streets. Now I'm dying like an angel surrounded by love and cared for. How do you get the power to bring that love? Look, being able to shoot webs out of your wrist, phew, that's cool. Being able to love like that is truly superpower. You know what she said? She said, I couldn't continue my work for a single day or a single hour without the Eucharist. Wow. Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati. Awesome, young adult. Google him, handsome guy. Spent so much time serving the poor on the sides. His parents didn't know until at his funeral, tons of poor people showed up. He'd always lower himself, even though he had a lot of wealth. He'd go third class in the train. People asked him, why don't you go first class? He said, well, why don't I go fourth class? The only reason I'm in third is that they don't have a fourth. He loved to be with the poor. When he was dying, one of his last requests was to take care of some other guy's medicines that he was taking care of. He said, every day, he was a daily communicator. He said, every day Jesus comes to me in the Eucharist and I go out and meet him in the poor. Wow. Guys, we see a superhuman love in the saints. Not just these two, but every saint made the Eucharist the source and summit of their lives. And this is what the church tells us. The Eucharist should be the source and summit, which means the source, where we get all our power to be who we are, and the summit, where we lift up all we are to God. So we Catholics live from Mass to Mass to Mass. We who are powered by Eucharist, like those saints, and by the way, God's given you no less grace than He gave Mother Teresa, Blessed Pier Giorgio, John Paul II, to be who you are. The only variable is how we respond to it. But we who are powered by Eucharist, we're no ordinary human beings. And God hasn't given us this much and expecting us to just keep it to ourselves. He wants you and me to explode into this world. 2/3 of God's name is go. You are sent.